Anglo-Saxons, the group that ruled a quarter of the world during their heyday. Who are they? Why do they not exist today? Why are they not indigenous to England? Are they Nordic? Welcome to the video. We're going to talk about Anglo-Saxon genetics, their history, physical features, behavior, genetic diseases, and all that is related to the genetics of the most influential European tribe. So let's begin. Surprisingly, the story of the Anglo-Saxons did not begin in England. It began in northern Germany and Denmark. They comprised three Germanic tribes that settled in England during the power vacuum left by Rome. These tribes were the Jutes from Denmark, who were displaced by the Danes, the Angles from the Schleswig-Holstein districts bordering Denmark and Germany, and the Saxons from Saxony in northwestern Germany. Not all Saxons migrated to England, as some remain in modern Germany's state of Saxony. Like all human ethnicities, the Anglo-Saxons emerged from various genetic admixtures throughout history. They descended from Scandinavian hunter-gatherers of the Stone Age, who resembled modern Latvians with blonde hair but dark eyes. In the Neolithic came the Anatolian farmers, who looked like modern Sardinians, brought agriculture and integrated with these hunter-gatherers, absorbing them into their bloodlines and forming the funnel beaker culture. Around 5,000 years ago, the Yamnaya people, aka the Aryans, who resembled modern Scandinavians with darker features, conquered the funnel beaker culture, eliminating the males and absorbing the females into their bloodlines, resulting in a population that was approximately 18% Scandinavian hunter-gatherer, 40% Anatolian farmer, and 42% Yamnaya. They gave rise to the corded ware culture until they became numerous enough to form the Germanic tribes, such as the Angles, Saxons, etc., etc. This genetic composition explains why Anglo-Saxons are Nordic rather than indigenous to England. The Celts, who resemble modern Welsh, Scottish, and Irish people, are England's indigenous population. When Anglo-Saxons settled in medieval England, they partially mixed with indigenous Celts, maintaining about 75% of their original genetic makeup. The Anglo-Saxon identity persisted through periods of Viking and Norman invasions until modern English nationalism emerged. As their clannish nature diminished, they increasingly mixed with Celtic, Viking, Norman, and later Slavic and Mediterranean populations. Contemporary English people typically possess 45 to 50% ethnic Anglo-Saxon ancestry, making them as a population genetically diluted. The Anglo-Saxon identity has vanished too because national identity superseded ethnic and tribal identity among Europeans. A Polish guy with British citizenship can also claim Anglo-Saxon identity, and people will believe him because there's no recorded tribal lineage system in England, except for the Norman descendant of the upper class and royals. And even if you find out you're Anglo-Saxon, which tribe then? Are you an Angle, a Saxon, or a Jute? Furthermore, extensive mixing means modern descendants rarely identify with a single ancestral group, similar to how Normans don't claim to be either French or Viking, or mestizos don't claim an Iberian or indigenous identity. Modern Americans and Australians claiming Anglo-Saxon heritage are typically more genetically diluted than the English population because they're just pan-European mixture with minor African or Aboriginal. What I'm saying is there is an admixture between two groups. A new group emerges. That's why we do not identify with our Neolithic ancestry. And modern English people can be 50% Anglo-Saxon and 50% Celtic, Viking, Frisian, Norman, Slav, etc. But genetically they cluster with broader northwestern European people. Now let's discuss the physical characteristics and genetic predispositions of modern English people with Anglo-Saxon ancestry. Modern English people typically display varied hair colors, with approximately 40% being dark blonde or light brown, 25% medium to dark brown, 15% true blonde, 10% red hair, and 10% dark brown to black hair. Their skin tends to be fair to very fair, with reddish-pink undertone and moderate to high sun sensitivity. Hair texture commonly ranges from straight to wavy, with about 70% having moderately thick strands. Their facial features often include straight to slightly upturned noses with medium projection. Eye colors vary, with roughly 45% blue, 30% mixed or green, and 25% brown. Eyes are typically medium-spaced with moderate folds, and the orbital structure shows medium to deep-set positioning. The cranial structure tends toward mesocephalic to brachycephalic ratios with moderate height. The mid-face ratio is balanced, accompanied by medium-sized to thin lips and moderately pronounced jaw structure. Average adult height ranges from 5.9 to 5.11 for males and 5'4 to 5'6 for females. Body types lean toward mesomorphic, aka normal body type, to endomorphic. This is the fat body type, which is very hard to lose weight. Ectomorphs are extremely rare because it's the thin builds that doesn't gain fats easily, which doesn't help with colder climates like England. They have moderate body hair distribution. Male pattern baldness affects approximately 40% of the population by age 40 and have high bodily sexual dimorphism for males. This means that average Anglos have wider shoulder-to-hip ratio and moderate to low bodily sexual dimorphism to females. This means that Anglo females have less curvy bodies because in northern climates, body fats for females are distributed through the body, while in hot climates, especially in desert environments, where females need body fats for biological reasons but cannot risk overheating, the body fats go to the right places, making them more curvaceous and more sexually dimorphic to men than northern hemisphere females. Regarding behavioral traits, they show a balanced warrior-warrior genetic distribution at 50%, with moderate empathy predisposition reflecting medium social connectivity traits. IQ distribution follows standard population curves at 99.112. Risk for conditions like bipolar disorder and autism align with European averages. Their physiological profile includes moderate cardiovascular risk factors, with about 25% predisposed to type 2 diabetes. LDL cholesterol tends toward elevated levels, while glucose metabolism typically remains stable. Blood type distribution shows approximately 45% O+, 25% A+, with remaining types in smaller percentages. Disease risk patterns indicate moderate susceptibility to certain epithelial cancers and autoimmune conditions, particularly thyroid disorders and rheumatoid arthritis. Telomere length predisposition suggests average to slightly above average longevity potential at 74 and more. Overall, their genetic profile reflects their mixed heritage, combining various European ancestral traits with adaptations to their historical environment. Their genetic advantages include good cold adaptation and robust immune responses. And facially, according to the Beauty Golden Ratio, they have medium to high facial harmony. This means that it's not rare to find good-looking Anglos. They have diverse eye and hair colors, deep eyes with some hooded, good hair textures, well-defined facial structures like high-set cheekbones and defined jawlines, thin, straight noses. While disadvantages include higher sensitivity to ultraviolet radiation. This is the reason why they did not immigrate to the tropics, unlike the Iberians. Facially, according to the Beauty Golden Ratio, they majority have bad color contrast, of being too fair with light features. This is why blue eyes on fair skin and blonde hair is not as beautiful as blue eyes on olive skin and dark hair. Thin or non-existing eyebrows, high filth rum predisposition, extremely thin lips, some hooded eyes might look uninviting, bad dentition and jaw formation due to modern culinary behavior, 40% balding predisposition for males. This is not serious flaw, but low sexual dimorphism for females. So there you have it. What phenotype should I do next? Comment below. And if you like this video, watch about the Egyptian genetics explained video. And as always, stay curious, and thank you very much for watching.